Oh, this is live, right? Yeah, it started counting. Unmute. Unmute. Unmute that, and then unmute myself. I guess daily announcements. Well, weekly announcements. What is up? I don't think there are games for the week for a while actually. I mean, we just released Tortured University as a patron, so check that out. April 5, but I don't think this is for patrons. No, this is for this is public. Is Spirit House MVP? Is this? This might be. Hello.
Hello.
I'm just checking weekly announcements. Open incognito window.
Weekly announcements?
Yes. So like, what's up? For the 30 people that I have on.
Oh, for like games and
Twitch
stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hey,
Hello.
I will stop interrupting you from that then.
It's okay. There's only Spirit House coming up next week. Actually, in like 2 or 3 days.
Really? You
Like
normally spread those
Sunday?
out between months. I shall convince you to delay that.
Yeah, I released it on March 23.
Oh, you mean the
The
Wasn't that just
MVP
like,
that I released.
yeah? Wasn't that just a test build? Is
Yeah,
that something that you want to bring public?
that's a good question. Maybe just the Discord.
Fair.
Maybe I can delay it to the 27th because there's nothing to be released on the 5th until the 15th. So, maybe. Okay,
Sure.
so there's that. Let me put this here. Okay, so last time, unless you watched the vlogs, I defeated Giovanni.
Are you gonna post your like? I'm starting streaming. Post the link
True.
in Twitch, sort of.
I was.
Because that's actually normally what I press when I go to like actually watch what you're doing. Because right now I'm just listening to you.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. Now I need to scroll up.
No, that's the YouTube. Here we go. Here we go. For lazy people not wanting to scroll up. Or down in the case of the pinned messages.
Such a thing. Do you still want this stream tomorrow from September 29th? Pinned?
What? Oh,
In your pins, the second pin is a stream tomorrow in Discord from September 29th, 2022.
September.
Same with the one below
I
it.
was-
It's just
I
it's they're
was
pins,
remains
but they're
at
like
this Friday.
announcements.
Oh, so old.
Yeah, you have some like a couple days. You decided to pin those. It seems.
I guess because for me streaming matches it was like a big deal.
Yep. No, makes sense.
We'll
We'll have to do the same thing with because you have your new Orchard update. I'll have to continue that now that you have that out.
Right, yeah.
Presumably, when you finish Fire Red, I can do that.
Sure.
And I know you're not that long off of Rebirth of Eden having some semblance of finality to it, so maybe there will be a build up to that. And then we'll eventually have to get you to play Between too.
Yes. Oh, Corbinite is seal. Oh, oops. Oh, that's...
I missed what happened.
I'm in trouble.
I just see everyone almost dead.
So I started with everyone almost dead because I forgot to... I forgot to heal. Let's switch to the Swampert. So I forgot to heal. And now the Flareon's almost dead. But as long as the Flareon's quicker than everything else, we're lucky and survive. Oh, it's not gonna be faster than the Superior. Oh, oops! I killed the Flareon. So I need this to kill both of them. Okay, the Flareon's dead. Because I'm gonna surf.
Wait, were they both grass and you decided to surf?
Yes. I forgot surfing the damage.
I guess it's
well.
not that important given it's still enough to beat him, but...
It was like, that's a Tortura. Actually, Swampert's really bad at dual battles because it has both Earthquake and Surf. And both Earthquake and Surf were really bad for the Flareon.
Flareon. Yeah.
But there we go, the Flareon's alive.
It's like you send out your Flareon and you're like, huh, how are you gonna counter this? And the other trainer's just like, I don't need to. You'll do it yourself.
I'll leave those for later. Hyper Potion. There we go. Let's continue. What are the levels? 58 and 57. And then the Skellion's 58 as well. Okay. And now I grab this. Ooh, a rare candy. There's a thing I can do for strength. And I'm gonna do that. I cannot go there. So I have to go here. Does this return me to a previous area? The answer is yes. So I probably came from there. So
I'm happy you bought a lot of repels.
And the rock returned to its original state. Sigh.
I don't think you need to go down there, I think. It's also been years since I played through this part.
I'm gonna try, because I think I already went that area.
Yeah, I remember seeing you before, complain about not having access to being able to push this. And my thought was, yeah, you just drop down. Like, at some point later, you drop down, now you get access to it.
So I push you until that. And that does something. I have absolutely no idea what.
No, it opened up that. Wait, no. It opened up
ladder?
access to that ladder. Yeah, it was blocked before. I remember watching you go through this and like anticipating this happening later. So this is basically the exit.
Right. Uh, I can Volt Switch into something more useful. No, that's not gonna do anything. Electric's not gonna do anything, actually, in general. Might as well normal switch you to Swampert. Actually, the Corbinite might be slightly better. And then I'm not gonna Lava Plume. I'm gonna Flare Blitz the Nidoqueen. Oh, you know what? I might as well Mega Evolve the Corbinite.
Gigantamax. Yeah.
Potato. It's reacting to the Mega Ring, therefore it's a Mega Evolution.
It is technically in this. And it doesn't look like... It's just Corviknight's back sprite with some extra stuff on it in this perspective. Have you seen the Gigantamax form of Corviknight before?
I think so. It has like mini crows. If I remember
it's not
correctly.
like the most super. It's not like the biggest difference from Corviknight, but it is pretty cool. I say this all being like my prized Pokemon from Gen 8 was that I got a shiny Gigantamax hidden ability Corviknight at a point. And it was like, yes! So cool.
Wait. I have the hidden ability Gigantamax Corviknight, but its ability is unnerved. Is it supposed to be good?
Its ability is unnerved?
Yeah.
Oh, Gigantamax doesn't change your ability. Mega Evolution does, which means that's probably a bug.
Oh.
Meaning, yeah, okay. No, that's something I'll bring up to my uncle at Nintendo.
Like Uncle at Nintendo, you made a really good Corviknight not be as good. Even though, to be honest, it's still good. It's not I bounce. It's not I bounce your ability, your status effects off, but still. Oh, there's still one left. Oh, oops. Time to heal. Because otherwise I'm gonna annoy people with the sounds. And now, full heal on the Flareon. I'm scared. Did you tweak the Elite Four as well?
Oh, the Elite Four, yeah. The Elite Four, I'm looking forward to you trying that. Oh, interesting.
Oh, oops.
Already knows it.
My
So
bird
for the
Pokemon
Elite
knows
Four, all
Yeah.
the trainers have 3 types. Or a combination of 3 types.
it. Why is there a giant moth?
Yeah, I think my uncle at Nintendo didn't always think of the best ways. Like, there's just so many legendary or legendary adjacent Pokemon that it's just like, where do I put them all in the overworld? One's just hanging outside the Elite Four. Sure, why not?
Alakasanite. What is that? Reshiram?
No,
Or
that's one of the Ultra Beasts. That's like the little skinny bug Ultra Beast.
I mean, I still have a Master Ball.
I would not use it on that unless you really like it as a Pokemon. I don't remember if beast balls are in this or mechanically or otherwise.
Oh, can you just catch it with beast balls?
That's how it worked in Gen 7, where beast balls had a much higher rate on Ultra Beasts, and everything else had a much smaller rate.
Oh. No, the problem is... she's a little bit weak.
Yeah, maybe you'll be able to catch it easier.
What's my weakest Pokemon against bugs?
Do you know what type it is?
I think it's a bug type.
It's at least bug, yeah. I don't remember what the other one is. Fighting, maybe?
Yeah, sounds like fighting. Let's see. Did I one-shot kill you? I did.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Do you really care about getting it?
I don't think so. Let's look at her stats.
Oh, she's an Ultra Beast, so she has pretty high stats, but, like, an Ultra Beast. They're more gimmicky.
Survey... Ultra Beasts... it's not Nihilego, it's Formosa.
Yep.
Let's see, your base stat are 570, so that's pretty high. And then... increases the Pokemon highest stat when it knocks out a Pokemon. Oh! This is nasty. It's bug fighting, eh? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Copium. Oh, more stuff. More rare candies. Oh, I forgot to put this back onto the screen. There we go. And then what do we have here? A max elixir.
It's good.
Okay. Well, this would have been useful.
Money? You don't have enough. Well, you don't even have enough money for it, so.
I could sell the I could sell the nuggets.
Do you want to go catch something? Like, is that your goal in all this?
Don't think so. Although, when I start losing against the Elite Four, they're gonna start taking my money. So it's use it or lose it. Oh, but might as well buy like 10 full restores. There goes all my money anyway. Heal any status problem. Heal 30 HP at this point. That's negligible. And I already have like 20 of this, so how about just max potions? Well, time for pain. Time for pain. What do you do? Hi. If you're playing on challenge mode, I can give you a special gift. Here's a gift. What's the gift?
I don't know. Check your
normal items.
Just go to the bottom, see if anything showed up. Or did you just get all the
I think I just got all the things.
Oh, okay, so it's challenge mode, so the idea is, yeah, you don't need to go to endgame.
Because here's...
You're already at the endgame challenge.
Yeah, here's Alakazamite, which I got just recently. So here's withdrawal Gengar,
So
Gyarados.
you'd
Oh, here's the Ampharos site.
That's a choice if you want to.
Phantom, Gardevoirite, Sableye, Molite, Aggronite, Venetite, Metagross, Garchompite, Lucarionite, Galadite. Wait, does Galade Mega Evolve?
Yes.
Well, let's see how far my Ampharos is. Go ahead.
Both Gardevoir and Gallade get Mega Evolutions. They added the Gallade one when they did the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
So it's 48. Now, how many... How many candies have I collected so far? Oh, yeah, I got something else. Skill ability peel? I can only use this once, right?
And it doesn't go to hidden abilities. But yeah, it's a one-time use switch abilities thing.
Actually, might have been among the first things I got. There we go, rare candy. Well, not enough to catch up. Well, we can see what the hell's up. It's gonna be super hard. Super harsh. And I'm probably gonna die. That's why I spend all my money.
So save beforehand.
What? Why? They're not... I mean,
I have
if
no
they
idea
win...
what that is, but I think that's just like someone who's supposed to be like standing in front of the door if it's not available.
Right.
I think.
Maybe. I'm first at a site. Okay, let's see. First off, Lorelei. Oh yeah, I guess we can start re-guessing again.
Yeah, so 3 types per.
I'm gonna assume water, fire, grass.
I probably need to remember all of them myself. These I don't remember.
My bet is on the 3 starters for the first one. Oh yeah, just casually. Let's just beat God, right? Let's just beat God.
This is an illegal one too. You'll see why.
Sigh. I mean, if I move faster than God, I can kill him.
You can try.
What? But it's not Protean. What the hell happened?
Yeah, no, it's not, but it got a good move off the metronome.
Well, there goes my luxury. Hey, it burned Arceus.
So the main idea here was first Pokemon out, Arceus Metronome. Just let chaos ensue. Arceus can't learn Metronome, but fuck it. It's just funny that way.
I mean, at least it's not Protean. That would make it way more chaotic.
Oh yeah, we didn't make it. We didn't. It just knows a move it's not supposed to know. That's the only illegal thing about it.
Wait, isn't Arceus just Protean by, like, normal?
No, it depends on the held item.
Oh. Wait, did it Thunderbolt my flying type with Metronome?
Yep. Chaos.
But it's actually getting good moves. That's my problem.
2 out of 2. The lovely chaos to start it.
Let's see. So electric, normal, and poison? It could be poison, it could be dragon. I remember Electros being immune to earthquake. I think.
Been a while.
It's later. Okay, I would definitely put a pocket just for the mega stuff.
I think the idea will be in the emerald stuff to just like reduce it down to less mega stones, because you're only using 1 in a battle anyways.
Yeah. Okay, I can still proc Earthquake. I proc that Quake. Oh, I didn't know it was useful against. Oh yeah, yeah, it has Levitate. I have absolutely no idea why it has Levitate.
Doesn't?
Yeah, Electros has Levitate.
Is that by standard? I know, like, yeah, it's a standard. It has the ability to levitate. Yep, that was its whole thing. Forgot about that.
Oh, it's gonna Mega Ball? Oh, it's yeah, it's whatever that is.
Gigantamax.
Gigantamax. Let's see. Electros. Ah, damn it.
Oh, did it like volt switch or something?
It U-turned.
Hmm.
But because I Earthquake, this basically means I only attack 1 Pokemon.
Might be double effective because ground's really. I think that's ×4 on electric poison.
Oh yeah, it probably was ×4 then. Earthquake, and then that's a water poison. My problem is that guy. So let's cheese this. Let's just Mega Evolve and Super Defense. Although probably it's not gonna do much because they're attacking it with special electric attacks. But whatever.
Oh, and on your thought for could you outspeed the Arceus? It has Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf, Metronome, Arceus. The chaos will happen.
Well, lovely. At least I killed it. Well, there goes my Flareon. So Electros against my 2... Well, at least my Swampert has its ground type, so... Freeze Stripe, right? Does the same amount of damage. Oh, at least it's frozen. Well, there's one.
You're definitely gonna like out levels. The end of it is the end of the Elite Four are 65 in this.
I mean, I currently don't add level.
Yeah, by then you might. We'll see. So you got what the 3 types for that one was?
Normal, poison, electric?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need revives. Here we go. Then full heals. And then not full restores, but hyper potions. Now let's see how much money they steal from me. And let's see if this is profitable. Because it might be profitable, it might not. If it's not profitable, then restart. Don't I have any small heals? I probably don't. I can also just rare candy my highest level mon. So if that was not fire, grass, water, I don't think this is gonna be water, grass, fire. We already had poison, electric, normal.
Right. So here there's, because there's so many at this point, it can overlap with the gyms, but they don't overlap with each other.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna guess Dragon, Fairy, Steel. Let's see. Oh, this actually makes a little bit of sense. So let's see. Flying, fighting, ground, ghost.
Oh, cool. You got it to use its white herb right away because of Intimidate.
Yay! I know what I'm doing. Oh, I can crunch the Golurk. I probably cannot crunch the Golurk.
See, if it still had the white herb, its close combat wouldn't, Oh my goodness, it lived. Its close combat wouldn't have... it would have undone the,
I see, so that was a strat.
Still one-shotted it, then. So I guess it's not that important.
I mean, the Flare still died. I can now switch to Wild Rain because I'm gonna probably serve the Golurk. So that's Psychic? Psychic fighting. So fighting is still on... what's better? Is Earthquake better? Or Surf better? Surf will definitely do less damage to my Gallade. And then I can set up the Hail. It has worked so far. Well, there goes the Walrein. And it did not kill the Golurk. Scallion's resistant to the water. Oh, and it's not fairy. So that's good. I was like, wait, did I just bring a dragon to a... Iron's probably
just
not
brought a
gonna
dragon to a fairy fight.
I better dragon to fairy fight. Oh, but it does have Ice Punch apparently.
And you got a flinch too, I think, on a Scalion.
Did it?
Yeah, from the rock slide. That can flinch.
Oh, that flinched, yeah. Wait, they have legendaries?
Oh yeah. Arceus.
Do they all have legendaries?
They all have a Mega Evolution and a Legendary.
What was the Mega Evolution from last time? Oh, the
Toxtricity?
Toxtricity.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can copycat something. It's gonna die. Wait, oh, what? Wait,
Thunder
what?
Kick's a fighting move, I think. If I remember
Why is it called
correctly.
Thunder Kick?
Because it's technically Thunderous Kick and character limits.
Oh. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna do the. Oh.
Just intimidate Defiant. It backfired. Nah.
Yeah. Please tell me the Carbonite lives. Yay, it lives. The guard chomp. And a land. Wait, that's 2 legendaries. That's cheese.
Oh no, yeah, they might have 2 legendaries. No, yeah,
And
they
you-
have 2 legendaries.
And a mega guard
Except for
chomp.
technically the first one had a legendary like in the Poison Dragon, which was an Ultra Beast with legendary type stats. So I think that was the idea.
But it's cheesy if I outlevel them.
I mean, you want to play this on a level sync, where everything's automatically your highest level in your party?
No. Because then I lose.
Oh, it's challenge mode.
Oh. Well, at least it makes it even.
Did not only have explosion. I will note that. Also, like, actually, might you win because of this?
Yeah. Probably that gave me the win.
Oh, fucking Landorus's AI.
Hey, I'm not judging.
That's impressive.
I'll take a win when I can get it.
Because it did a bunch of damage to its ally too.
I'll take the W. I'll take the W.
Interesting.
So
How
we
could I
are-
lose? You had your Pokemon use explosion in doubles at the very end when it was at full health. Wow, what do you think?
That was close. I shouldn't have won,
Yeah.
to be fair. So each revive is 2k, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think after this run, you have enough revives to last you as long as you need for another run, but you might want to, at that point, start saving before each... I mean, at this point, you might want to you could even just start saving before each battle, and then
But I'm
trying them
getting
multiple
XP.
times.
I'm getting XP, sorry.
I mean, like, you could... I would save before the next battle, just in case you want to, instead of going back and doing the previous battles again, just try it again.
Right.
So what types was that
Fuck.
one then?
Fighting. Ground. Flying?
Yep. Round flying fighting.
It's not Kuroko, it's Juroko. We have Kuroko at home. Kuroko at home.
That is a hell of a thing, if not a coincidence.
If it was actually Kuroko, they could talk. Oh no, I'm out of the pink potions. I think. They're just curious. They just joined. So they can hear me without lag. Or you can join the stream and see what the hell I'm doing. If you know, you know. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I've only been playing for 36 hours. And this is 36 hours.
Hello.
Spedded. Spedded?
Hello, Curious. My name's Six.
Hello, Dad. I wanna say you put ghosts on this.
Okay, yeah. So 3 types.
Let's go for poker, for roulette rules and see how many I get. Ghost, dark, and psychic.
Go for it. You're right, by the way.
Wait. Like, you know...
Ghost Dark Psychic.
Those are psychic? Oh! This is the actual first time I got it correctly.
Hey, that might be the first time you got it all correctly, yeah.
Yay! Dark Light is one of 2 legendaries. I can Lava Plume? Do I have anything against Dark? I think the only thing I have against Dark
You
is
had
my Lux Ray.
superpower, right?
Yeah.
You could try it.
I can superpower... Wait, isn't Darkrai Ghost?
Pure Dark.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna superpower the Luxray. And then I'm gonna flare.
You're gonna
Blissey.
superpower? Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were gonna target the Luxray with it.
I'm gonna flare. I'm gonna do everything on that. If my things. Oh, they live! Oh, and it's not a. It's not an actual. It's not an actual Darkrai. But the Darkrai is coming. Oh, son of a.
Pure Dark? What are you gonna use against a Pure Dark typically? I wonder.
Well, it died anyway. So did my Flareon. But it died anyway.
Yeah. That does mean there's another Darkrai in the back.
Yeah. Metagross that floats. That's good to know. I'm gonna superpower the crocodile if it lands, and I'm gonna hail. Yeah, it's not. That's a fast crocodile.
Choice Scarf.
God damn it.
With Moxie. Moxie Choice Scarf. Earthquake. Definitely would have benefited from getting that superpower onto the crocodile at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, with the benefit of the benefit of hindsight in it.
Now keep in mind, you haven't fought any of the legendaries or megas yet.
Is there a Darkrai? That's a Lunala. Psychic Ghost? Or Psychic Dragon?
Psychic Ghost, I believe, yeah.
So I guess I can Earthquake. And then... Stealth Tactics! Stealth Tactics go! Because the Metagross is probably gonna do that. What did it do? Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, is ground effective against ice? It's
Very.
super effective against the Metagross. It's not against the Lunala.
I don't think it's good against water, though.
Oh, and it has... Oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah, the burn doesn't help the earthquake effectiveness, that's for sure.
Well, that protect was for naught. So I know there's a Dark Ride coming, and I know there's a Mega Evolution coming that's not the Metagross. I can do bad decisions. I can do terrible decisions. Now there's the Scullion. What was the last move? I'm just gonna copycat.
Iron defense, maybe, was the last move? So many burns.
Yeah, it was Iron Defense. I should...
Definitely more stally via that.
Yeah. Time to win again for this. And I can climb scales. I can Dragon Dance. So that's a dragon. And then... I'm not doing anything against the Lunala.
It has leftovers.
Well, there goes the Scullion. I'm alive. Should I even try?
Here's an idea. Go into your Pokemon menu.
Uh-huh.
And look at the status page for Corviknight.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's the Gigantamax sprite that they used. Okay. That was the entirety of my idea. I was just curious what it looked like.
Okay, I lost.
Did you say it before? I don't remember.
The one with... Did I save? I probably did. But, like, what's the point?
Just not having to fight the previous two and rely on getting an explosion RNG every time on that battle. That, or you could just go grind some levels up, I guess, for candies and stuff like that. Okay. Get everyone up to that like mid-60s range for the final battle.
Yep, that is my idea. Was this always here? Oh, there were two people. There were two things.
Yeah, probably just one added as part of the all the different evolution items.
We wanted King Rock for something, right?
No, it was I think you're thinking of Dragon's Fang. And that had to do with Scaleon.
Dragon type me.
Dragon Scale.
Oh, they're all evolution items, right?
Yeah.
Well, Razor Fang does something, but it may cause a
Yeah, a
fault
lot of them
infliction
are
of
also
electric
just
damage.
good items too.
I'll bag one. Oh, King Rex also does something. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay. Time to see if I break even. How many revives did I use? How many health potions did I use? So I used around 10 revives. Yeah, I'm not breaking even. And I used a lot of these. A lot of these. Well, time to grind. Let's see, have I met any Audinos? I think I have met Audinos. National Audino. Can I search Audino? Can I not search? Grassland Forest, Cape Urban, A2Z. Oh, A2Z works. AU. Let's see. Yes. Oh, they're here.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably just, let me guess, there's probably some, oh, like right around the entrance. That was probably added. There's, yeah. Yeah, so this is specifically designed for people who want to do exactly what you're aiming to. Felicity's also probably just as good, if not better, for that. I actually don't know which one's better. I know they're both XP dumps, though.
I know Blissey has like a lot of HP though. So maybe
They're
killing
called-
Audinos might be good. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna search like, okay, I see, yeah.
You don't even need to search for them, because there's only the two options.
That is true.
Though you could get any bonuses from the deck snap chains, too.
Yeah, what if I want to like have a shiny Audino for the final match? Oh, and they hold berries, so I can steal
That
them
is
as
a
well.
lower level than I thought they'd be.
39. Yeah, the
It's probably
trainers
a bigger-
in...
There's probably a
Go ahead.
bigger field somewhere. Because you can't find them nearby.
No.
Maybe?
No.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all it was.
I figured DexNav was... Okay, never mind then. I made an assumption about how DexNav works that I'm clearly wrong about.
I mean, this is still gonna take a while. So that's 2k for 15k.
Well, oh, if you get the DexNav chain stuff, then you should be able to get it to higher levels too, so...
That
should
is
help.
true.
Also, XP bells or whatever it is, the egg thing.
Yeah, lucky eggs. I have 2 lucky eggs.
Oh, okay.
And
You already
XP
have those
share
on.
On the Swampert. On your favorite
Well,
Pokemon.
that's probably a bigger reason why it's not going up that quickly, because it's sharing with Swampert.
That is
Does
true.
Swampert need the XP share at the moment? Wasn't it your highest level one?
That is fair. So I can move the thing to my lowest level, which is Scullion. Welcome to the stream. This is gonna be the stream for the next 5 days.
I could go make lunch.
So how's the weather? How's your life? Anything you can share, of course.
Okay. Just one of those
Sometimes make it
things
faster.
where I've been in a mood lately, so harder to get myself to work on things that I'm not explicitly really feeling like working on.
Right, yeah. Those moods are kind of annoying. Hearing
My
where
family
I
has a bit-
live. Go ahead.
My family has a bit of a history of bipolar sort of disorders, so
Oh.
I'm not bipolar, but I do have a bit of that more distinctly than others might, so yeah. Just something I've dealt with much of my life. A lot of coping mechanisms have been built from that, I'll say.
Anything willing to share? Or not really?
What,
Because I
coping
think those are really
mechanisms?
yeah, those kind of be
Oh, I mean, it's more just about like I'm much more of an even. Like I don't have high highs, but I also don't have low lows. Just typically, that's the biggest thing, really. I tend to be very steady emotionally.
which is nice. Well, yeah, how's your experience being the middle?
Being what?
Living in the middle. So no
Living
high highs,
in-
no low lows.
Oh, I mean, I'd say pretty good. I'd say generally it's more positive than not.
That's good. If it's better than being more positive is better than being more negative, or having more positive experiences specifically.
It helps keep things in perspective both ways. It generally is just, I think, good. I don't know how else to describe that, right?
Oh, Flare Blitz does damage to myself as well. Well, it just healed me.
Yeah, he healed you via the heal pulse. That's fun.
Yeah, yesterday I was also feeling a little bit crappy. For me, meditation works. We're gonna be here a while.
It's actually sort of funny in my perspective because I'm very used to having that sort of like not larger shifts in my mood and that sort of stuff. So it's just like earlier in the week that I'm just sort of sitting there and I'm thinking about how I felt lately. And it's like, oh shit, I'm a little depressed, aren't I? Like I just think about it's like, oh, okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
It's gotten better since like the middle of the week and whatnot. So I'm not at the lowest of the low of that mood, though I wouldn't say it's like I'm not going to compare it to people actually suffering through depression or anything.
Yeah. For me, I wish it was on my control. But the weather kind of influences me a bit too much.
I'm such an inside person, weather doesn't impact me that much.
I used to think that, but I'm like, okay, 6 months of rain and clouds maybe is a bit too much.
Yeah, that wouldn't help for sure. But I've also never really felt like, I never particularly felt like I, like, felt more notably happy or sad based on it. Like, maybe just like in the moment, like in the same way looking at a color can change your mood. I guess I will say that definitely affects me, but
Yeah.
not big swings otherwise, unless, like you said, it's just like a constant barrage of the same thing. More for me, weather tends to be like, what annoying thing will this introduce? Like, oh, it's been raining a bunch? Yay, mud.
I mean, if mud's the worst case, the worst thing that happens with rain, I would take mud. The problem is,
I mean, it depends what mud you got to deal with. Have you ever had mud where you like step in it and then your foot just sinks a foot? Like, your entire foot sinks into it?
okay, fair.
That's probably on the worst level that I've dealt with, but sometimes. It depends where you are.
I have mostly lived in big cities, so mud hasn't been a problem. For me, puddles is one problem, and then the other one is potholes, depending on where you live.
Potholes. Well, I'm not sure that's too affected by rain.
Well, it depends. If it rains a lot, if it rains a lot, then the rain covers the potholes, and it's harder to see.
Fair. Depends how bad the potholes are for that. If like, they can easily be covered up by rain, and they're also bad enough that you really need to watch out for them.
Yeah, they're usually really bad.
Seems like a fun middle ground of pain. What level's Scaleon at?
63.
Was it 63? Okay.
Yeah, same level as the Flareon. Well, now the Flareon's slightly more. I could also cheese it. I have my Swampert be like level 70.
Hey, whatever you need to do. You're not playing this like super competitively, so whatever makes sense.
Cheese strats.
Do you regret not doing a Nuzlocke?
No. I mean, I would have ended the Nuzlocke. Ooh, that's a shiny Odino.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a shiny Aldino without the Dex Nav stuff. So
Yeah.
that's pure, I guess, shiny charm based.
Shiny
RNGs.
charm, yeah.
That's probably like 1 in 4,000 or something.
It lived. It's actually rarer than I thought. Even with the Dex Nav.
Oh, you had that one time where you ran into like 3-in-1 fight grinding session.
Yeah, ironically,
I talked to my uncle at Nintendo, and he did confirm. Oh yeah, the Dex Nav does shoot it up a bunch.
Yeah, but that was the last time I did it. Hello, how are you? Do you speak Spanish? Sí, hablo español. How's your Spanish, by the way?
I took some Spanish classes in high school, and I discovered I don't like learning languages.
Not even programming languages?
Well, I mean, that's actually part of the reason why I chose not to get into programming. Is like there's like a logical element to programming and whatnot, but in a lot of ways there is like a similar process to learning it as a language that is in there.
Yep. Get the logic. Switch to Wolverine. The Wolverine has the Swampert, right?
That might not be too useful.
I definitely went really blind on on the Elite Four. Can Florian get burned?
I don't know what that says. I don't read Spanish either. Icarus, what does it say?
Eres el primero que responde que sí que me responde en castellano. Well, technically it's Latin American. So, castellano means Spanish for Spain, I think. But I'm from Latin America. So technically, not castellano, just Mexican. I mean, Spanish.
You can answer in Spanish if you want.
I mean, there's not much to respond. He just says, you're the first one that responds in Spanish.
Oh, okay. So you chose to respond to the you're the first one to respond in Spanish by responding to it in English?
Correct. I'm the best host, ain't I? Well, I guess I can respond in Spanish. Que bueno que disfruto el stream. Espero que haya más personas que hablen español. Desafortunadamente yo hablo inglés en los streams. Back to English.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
English, save me.
Yay. Yay, English, the language I know. I'm not saying it's a good language, but I know it, and that's the important part.
Okay, so the next ray is... I gotta follow. Oh, they do speak Spanish. I mean English.
That is,
Go ahead.
That is, no, I was responding to it. Yeah, that's mean. Especially if you don't understand that it's every level it'll happen.
I remember...
That sounds exactly like what a sibling would do.
I mean, at least I was the bigger sibling. I had the same experience where I didn't know English when I was little, and I was playing Pokemon Yellow. And I was like, okay, why is electric? Why is Thunderbolt not working? It worked in the anime.
Oh, the true downside of anime not being accurate.
Yeah.
You gotta teach mechanics.
Like, do you know how evil it is to put your only starter is a yellow rat? It's an electric Pokemon against a rock ground gym.
See, the thing about sprinklers is that it isn't the water that, like, the electricity flows through. It's all the minerals inside, which Onyx is just a giant mineral. So I guess that does make sense. You just gotta put water around the Onyx, and then it'll be mineral within the water for the electricity to flow through.
That's how you kill
Also,
the Onyx.
Ikaru.
Yes.
Also, Ikaru, we can both agree that the English isn't real comment doesn't exist because English isn't real, which means that the comment can't exist, right?
Correct. It's a catch
Got it.
32, is it?
Yeah. Catch. I don't remember anymore. 23? Catch 22.
It's a catch 22.
That comment is French. I disagree. That comment is not French. Is English.
That comment signe français. Je ne parle français. Parlez-vous français? Sunk. Sunk is 5, I think? You don't speak French, right? Because you didn't understand what I said.
Oh, I mean, they're all like Latin languages, so I'll pick little words here and there, and maybe context clues to give me an idea. But no, I don't speak any other languages.
Right. I said I don't speak French. In French.
No hablo inglés.
That reminds me. It's a funny conversation. Like a friend of my dad. Like they're Mexican, and they went to the States to play paintball, and they got really drunk. And the hotel hostess told them, "Oh, hey, can you dial it down in English?" And then they were like, "Oh, no hablo español." And then the hostess replied in Spanish, can you lower the volume of it?" And then they replied, "I don't speak Spanish." I mean, they were really drunk.
I can imagine it.
By the way, SN Ephemeral, thanks for the first chat. You don't hear the alerts I get, right? Oh, that's a lot of frequent.
I don't have the volume on for the stream because then I'd have double voices, so I don't know.
Right, that makes sense.
Someone else would have to speak towards it.
It essentially just get the tootling. There's a sound effect on my end. Have the stream open 3 times so you have quad voices.
Hey, 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 voice, 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 voice.
Did you actually did it?
No. But I'm sure that'll me chanting something will make it go exceptionally well in a quad voice. It's more than I wasn't trying to be 4. I was just trying to make the 4 way more annoying. Also, never tell me how to count. Yeah.
I mean, technically, you have it's not exactly 2 streams open, but if you have like a mic receives the feedback from the mic receives the feedback from your voice, and then it gets like a feedback loop. It's way more than 4.
The hardest thing about hearing multiple voices is when you're also the one speaking it, and you're like in the middle of a sentence, so you end up hearing your voice.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's just how you completely kill your ability to finish that sentence.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it always ends up in a really high-pitched noise.
Your voice?
Yes, my voice specifically, but in general.
Like when you hear your... Are you talking about the feedback loop, or are you talking about
the feedback loop?
So, because I was talking about something a little different, like the psychological elements of hearing what you just said.
Oh, yeah.
And like you haven't like you hear what you just said, but you're like saying a long enough sentence that you're still talking by the time that you hear what you just said. It's one of those things that trips me up like every time.
Yeah, that reminds me. I was
because
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, just because like your mind jumps back to earlier in the sentence and the entire flow of your thought gets like disrupted. I think that's basically what happens.
I was doing an English proficiency exam, and it was face-to-face because I thought, oh, face-to-face is better. And then the problem I had was that my interviewer were doing faces. So as I was like telling something, my interviewer did like an angry face or something, and then I stopped like, okay, she stopped, I stopped, what did I say it again? Oh no, I forgot. I did not score really high on this proficiency test.
That one, is that the one you were talking about going and doing the other, was it like last weekend or?
Probably.
Or the weekend before that? Sometime relatively recently I remember you talking about that. So did you pass that?
I passed.
I don't know what those. I don't know what
Yeah.
those are used for.
Let's say that for a certain thing I need to do, I need to score high because they give you points. However, they don't take into account how many years you have lived on an English-speaking country for that to count. So you can live like 10 years in like the US and still be like, oh yeah, we're still gonna need your proficiency exam, please. Even though you're probably gonna pass it because you have lived here for ages. So I passed it. I passed it no problem. The problem is I didn't score higher than last time. I scored lower. So
That's just room for error at that point.
yeah. I mean, like the last proficiency exam I took, I have it was like right after school, so like all the writing papers, all the reading papers, like debating, presenting, and whatever, like that's my probably among the best I will be able to do. And then while I am writing for like Oathbreaker and Orchard and whatever, and reading everything that is posted, that's not academic papers. And I don't do it as extreme as I did it. And also, as you mentioned, room for error.
Right. I mean, generally in your English, at least in the casual conversation, realm, I've more noticed like you just have some specific things you tend to mess up on frequently in terms of writing stuff out, at least. Like femininity. You always write it with men in there instead of a min.
I made sure not to do that, not to write feminine.
I mean, like I think you've made that recently, like in the Discord at least. That mistake.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I still just notice you make like some of those mistakes that you like are clearly just habits for you now. Like you learned it incorrectly at first, and that's just how you know the language, and it's hard to retrain yourself on it.
Not my problem. Wait, pronounce is it feminine or feminine?
Femininity?
Yeah.
Feminine.
See, it's an E sound.
Feminine.
Oh.
But when you say things quickly, feminine. It sounds very similar. So I agree, if you just hear people casually talking about it, you could probably see it either way, especially considering the fact that most things an E and an I sound aren't necessarily different in the first place, right? Just depending on the word. They could be one or the other.
Yeah.
I didn't say English was a good language, only that is the one I know.
I have the Pokemon flute, yeah.
Oh, did you never go this direction? What did you come over here for, anyways?
Mr. Google told me that I can have an amulet coin.
Alright.
And now, the other thing I want to see is the Flame Orb?
For guts or something? Not sure Flame or Guts works for Flareon.
First question. Does Flame Orb work on Flareon?
Yeah.
It does not activate on Flareon.
So you want like Toxic Orb, or
yeah.
Poison Orb, or whatever it is?
Poison Orb.
Yep, fire types can't be burned, but there's always that slight chance they made the item specifically to go around that, because there are some examples of like electric types can be paralyzed if it's the specific move, or etc, etc, etc.
Toxic Orb? Yeah, it's Toxic Orb. Toxic Orb in Radical Red, that's not what I want. Okay, I don't think you get them naturally. In fire red,
The
at
what?
least.
What?
Toxic
Toxic
orb.
orb? Oh yeah, I can look up the documentation if you wanna
Thank
just know where
you.
that is. I didn't even think about it up until now.
What other items do I need? I'm gonna take out the lucky eggs and give something more useful. What's the item that you have?
Not applicable.
Oh, so it doesn't
So
seem
it's probably
to have it?
so it's probably sold somewhere. Maybe.
Oh, we can check the tower, the shopping mall. I'm actually right next to the shopping mall.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for stuff, you might as well just work through that. Because yeah, this list of where items are is just specific. Like, oh, is it on a route? Is it on so and so? It doesn't have the big list stuff there.
Oh. And not applicable basically means...
Yeah, this
on
is
the shop.
documentation that my uncle from Nintendo put together just to have a big list of stuff to be referenced. So it's incomplete and
Oh.
not perfect for that, at least.
Well, they say
Or does it need to be?
slots.
So that's asking a lot of him.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, I have nothing to sell you. I have nothing to sell you. I think it was the guy that gave you a bunch of TMs.
Yeah, makes sense. Psychic Fang. All this for Psychic Fang? All this lore. Just Psychic Fang.
I'm guessing there's nothing there before.
Maybe. This is for Genesect.
Yeah.
These are evolution
Evolutions.
stones.
Yep.
And these are Pokemon. I just want to check if they have the tablets, because the tablets are also useful.
Oh no, those are for memory. Those are for Silvally, not Genesect.
Oh.
God, it is annoying.
I could also cheese it and just buy a lot of X items.
You could. Might be harder to set up than
Why is there no special defense?
Oh yeah, I think we talked about that before. I think it's just a bug.
So buggy.
I think this is like a custom setup. Obviously a lot of this is custom setup, so it might have just been missed.
Right.
Yep, drives. Yeah, that was the Genesect one. Drives for Genesect, memories for Silvally, and orbs or disc, was it for Arceus? I don't remember.
Oh, these are for Genesect then.
Yeah, here they are. Plates, right. Okay, that sounds right.
Weird that I didn't find plates. Now, if I remember correctly, I can use fly from here. I remember correctly. So... I did not got any items I wanted. Now let's see, what items do I have? Not that I have explored, like, in depth, but definitely I
When you
could do
already-
something better.
When you already just have it or something like that.
It would be ironic. Light ball? Held until be held by Pikachu, it raises the special attack touch, but it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, Light Ball's basically, hey, we want Pikachu to be like in a fully evolved Pokemon. Let's give it something that makes it like equivalent attack-wise to a fully evolved Pokemon, so it can still be viable in certain situations.
That's alright, Charizard. Ooh. Let's see. Who can get the protein? Won't have an effect. Won't have an effect. Scullion? Nope.
You just fought with them so much that their EVs are all maxed out.
Yep.
Life Orb probably could be in specific situations.
There were some... What? There were some guys with Life Orb.
Life Orb, so every time you attack, you lose a little health, but it also increases your damage by like 1.3, I think.
It could mix with the Wild Rain. Wild Rain and Hail. Or create
not Life
something
Orb,
really
Light
scary.
Ball. That's the one that affects Pikachu.
Sure, let's go to the Wild Rain.
So yeah, I think it's just damage goes up from it. Generally, you want it so on a Pokemon that's going to be attacking every time it moves, so you get the benefit from that health being lost.
Right. Ooh, Shell Bell. Wait, what? Regain some HP upon striking a foe.
It's worse leftovers, basically.
Right. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't checked any trash can after you told me to check the trash cans.
I have no idea if it's useful. I think our discussion was you checked one, it had something, and I was like, oh yeah, so there might be more later. Assault Vest. So do you have any Pokemon that has no, non-attacking moves?
Most of them.
Does Swampert? What does Swampert have?
Swampert has Protect.
Luxray?
Electric Terrain. I just give it to him. Her. Welring has Hail. Flareon? That's a good question. And if it has, I haven't given it to him.
No. That's
Flareon
all
works.
attacking. Yeah, Assault Vest is ideal here. Now Flareon's much bulkier.
Yeah.
Or not bulkier.
Special defensive.
It has a higher special defense, which is good for Flareon because of what it normally would hit it. Outside of ground, I guess.
Yeah, outside of ground. Tight, crackpot, PP up.
I think this might,
Scope lens.
Scope lens is, yeah, that's good.
Kill hit ratio. This could work for the Luxray, I think. And
It's basically just
or something.
It's basically just crit rate up. So same with Razor Fang, I think. Oh no, it is the possibility of flinching. So flinching. You give it to someone who's fast, I think, and is going to hit often. Someone who attacks regularly and might hit often. Out of your choices left, Swampert or Scaleon. And actually, it might only be on contact moves.
And then not even the Scaleon.
Razor Fang might be better.
Focus
What was Razor Fang? Wait, you had Razor Fang up there. What was that? What does that do again?
Razor Fang is flinching.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. I got it mixed up in my head.
Focus Band? Nothing outright dies. Hopefully nothing outright dies. Go ahead.
Well, no, yeah. Focus Band is much more competitively useful.
I want this. Oh, but then the Swampert cannot have Swampert, right?
Does Focus Span have to be at full health? I'm trying to remember.
Probably. It would be ironic that I set up the hail, and it's like, aha, screw you! Doesn't care before HP. Focus Band has a 10% chance to prevent a knockout. It's just 10% apparently.
Focus Band does not require full health to work, so yeah, that'd actually be pretty good just to throw on there as a... if you don't have anything else to put on anyone.
I'll give it to the Wolverine. And then the Life Orb, I'll give it to the Corviknight. Or do I actually want Corviknight? Corviknight. Let's give it Corviknight. Let's make Corviknight. Actually, and let's give the Swampert to the Swampert.
You probably don't want to put Mega Stones on 2 of them, I'll say that, since you can only use 1 per battle. Unless you really feel as though you'd switch strategies. Depends what you think is better, basically.
Okay. Hey, diddle diddle.
Then you also have 7 rare candies, I think I saw, if you want to just, like, actually level something up to 70. like reload, level something up to 70. Okay, I'm just going to try to burn through this as much as I can.
I mean, you already don't like Swampert, right?
Me?
Yeah?
I mean, I think it's my favorite from that generation in terms of starters. I'm pretty neutral on it.
Let's see, how many Gen 3 Pokemon do I have? So Swampert's the only Gen 3 Pokemon. That means you hate it the most.
Out of these, it's probably the one I like the least, yeah. Out of Gen 3 Pokemon, it's definitely one of the ones I like more.
Actually, let's check who has the better growths. Because if I give you... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, just going through them. Flareon's, I probably like... The thing is like, very few of the Pokemon you picked are like some of my like favorite Pokemon. So they're mostly just like, yeah, they're good. They're decent. Walrein may be Gen 3, but it feels like a Gen 4 Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Wolverine's Gen 3. Let's see, special defense... Oh, Wolverine's not actually that bulky. My bulkiest Pokemon would be Corviknight. Or... Yeah, the Flareon's... With the Assault Vest, actually pretty bulky. And then the Swampert is also pretty bulky. But the Corviknight doesn't have a quad weakness. That's a point in its favor.
Steel Flying is also just generally a very good type combination for defenses.
Yeah. Sure. Corviknight, congratulations, you are now level 70-something. Are you gonna boot me out? Nope, you're not gonna boot me out. That's good. Steel Flying is the best defensive typing in the game. Speaking of, I should actually open with them. Because I can Swampert Earthquake. Okay, let's fly. Okay, tell me if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever fought a boss that's really, really hard, Then you go to grind, come back, and it's really, really easy. Hello, hello?
Not for a long time, if it has happened, just because, like, I very typically nowadays don't really, like, it's very rare that I will rely on grinding just because, like, games I play, I usually like games that are much more like I switch around my strategy, that sort of thing. And I usually try to switch around my strategy until I break through on that front. Maybe slowly grinding up ever so slightly every attempt, that sort of thing. I'll typically have that more of an approach. I don't typically walk away and just grind up levels.
Oh, I cannot open with an earthquake.
Depends who's faster.
I mean, the thing is, Helios has. Right.
You could protect, and then Gigantamax, and then hit Heliolisk in order to get away the air balloon, and then just Earthquake next turn. And then the protect would also, yeah.
I just remember I did nothing.
And you could always Earthquake at that point.
Eruption, what's that? It's fire.
That is fire type, yeah.
Hey, good thing I iron defenses. Iron defense. Okay, so aerial A's.
Well, iron defense is just physical. I think eruption's special, so no, I don't actually think that helps.
Ow. You just make my Corviknight being bulky.
Yeah.
Oh, very quick. Is Metronome just better? Because I'm not seeing any useless things.
Token Sunlight, protect next turn on Swampert.
Maybe Steed.
Definitely protect next turn on Swampert. Unless you take it out.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's getting good RNG. It's definitely getting good RNG for all that.
I don't believe this is RNG, man. This is rigged. So protect on the Swampert. And then I bought pink potions. I think I bought pink potions.
Did you buy potions? Ooh.
They're somewhere. They're somewhere.
I mean, if you ran out of them and you bought them, they'd be at the bottom. You only bought 4?
I only have money for 4.
Ooh.
Do you get drained?
That's fair.
I can hammer arm on that, on Arceus. And that thing still has... I can Brave Bird. That's not gonna do much. That's not gonna do much. Wonderful. Iron Head the Arceus, I guess. Petal Dance. Is that the first relatively useless one? Nope. That's a grass type.
What move was it?
Petal Dance.
Oh yeah, that's.
I thought it was gonna move booster moves. Boop. What's good? Electric, normal. What was the other one? I forgot.
Electric, normal, poison.
Electric, normal, poison. Okay.
I think Petal Dance is basically Outrage, but for grass, if I remember correctly.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. No one's gonna be able to do any damage. You could have moved a little bit quicker there.
You could Dragon Dance up. That would be the setup move to start sweeping.
Yeah, but then it changes to a dragon.
True, but that's generally that resists electricity. Depends.
It resists electricity, but it's not immune to poison, though. But I guess you're right. Oh yeah, I guess I can switch them out, and then every attack is gonna be either non-effective or...
Bait
it did.
Yeah.
So much for thinking that.
I mean, it's a good idea for the next time. That actually would be a pretty good just switching between it.
Poison and dragon.
Good idea, though. Good idea.
That's a water type, and that's a dragon poison. Well, I can now switch to the Wolverine though. Freeze dry. I can try the Blizzard. I can set up the hail as well. Then Blizzard and Iron Head. Aerial Ace. This guy. Recommender. Can it seal? Oh, okay. It's like, how much damage can it do now that it did it like 3 times in a row? The answer is not a lot. Oh, it froze. Nice. Wait, what? Did it get free the same turn that it got frozen?
I wonder if using Scald can unfreeze.
I think that's what the text said. How much?
Scald with all the user if frozen, even if the move fails, hit the target. Yeah. That is the worst possible situation you could have frozen someone in.
Don't remember specific. It's a grass move, so never use it. Talking about pedal move. Okay.
Yeah, the pedal dance stuff.
Now let's pray for RNG and get.
I would set down a save state here at least.
Get me to my revives. Once I see the number like 70 something, I know it's a revive. Hey, now I only got two Pokemon killed.
So the next one you had 5 the first time, so I guess yeah, that's a way to measure it.
I'm doing better. Let's go to the pink potions. So I use all the pink potions.
Then you won't have to come back down here again.
Until the next round.
The freaking... Yeah, the bag clutter is real bad.
Nope. Max potions. At least the max potion and full restore are like... Oh no. Oh no.
Did you break it?
The back clutter broke the reality.
Uh-oh.
How much did I think I saved right before though.
Does this feel like a good excuse to end it for the day?
Nah, we still have like an hour.
No, I have no idea what your timeline is. I just know we're reaching 2 hours, and it's like, okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm
we're
just
reaching
thinking
two
like when,
hours.
yeah, I'm just thinking like when
Oh yeah.
when I play games, if I hit something like that, it's like, okay, this is when I put it down, and I just come back to it later.
I
Yay,
mean, at least
bugs.
let's check what's. Hopefully, I saved. Otherwise, probably I'm gonna grind offline. Yeah.
Oh, of course, it breaks just as Reiko comes in. I just see the MGBA thing. Is it not starting up?
I need to refresh this. There we go.
There you go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Because this doesn't tell me much. Oh, the indicator is gonna be. Well,
The levels of your Pokemon?
Yeah. I was gonna say how poor I am, but yeah, the levels.
Okay, I see a 71. That's a good sign.
Yeah, we just have to beat Lorelei again. And now we have the tactic with the Skellion thing.
Yeah, you could just, Yeah, I would, Yeah, no, I think it would be a good idea to basically start it with, how you did before. I like the Corviknight Swampert start.
Yeah, but this time I have to... Well, first of all, RNG. Whatever Arceus does, like... so...
Which team seems doo-doo?
I mean, just the presence of the Arceus is pretty doo-doo. Oh, nice.
Lorelei's or...
Yeah,
the one on the screen.
Lorelei's...
There's two teams on screen.
Lorelei is really cheesy just because there's an Arceus.
You're 10 level. You're also 10 levels above. Yeah, I don't think Lorelei's like the hardest of them by far. I know it gets harder down the line. So the design of each of them basically is Arceus Metronome, because that's fun. Heliolisk is normal. That basically the idea was to give it coverage and volt switch and stuff like that. Naganadel, that's just in general strong tailwind, U-turn, stuff like that. Toxapex, obviously, stalling. Electros is always just has a lot of coverage moves. Toxtricity has shift gear, which I don't think I've seen it use, but that plus power up punch means that it can just sort of get into a really strong rhythm if it had that. I still have no idea which one you're talking about, if it's Lorelei's or Ikaru's team that you're saying is bad.
I mean, I can accept... Oh, it got Giga drained. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because Electros has...
Oh, Electro has Giga Drain!
Because it has coverage moves. It has Volt Switch, Giga Drain, Flamethrower, Drain Punch.
Cover against what? It doesn't have any vulnerability.
And it has an Assault Vest too, so it does more damage with each of those. How long it takes to make a decision on what? Make a decision on what? If it's Lorelei's team, this is a finished ROM that's not being worked on anymore. The teams aren't getting changed. For Ikaru, he's just using whatever like Pokemon he likes. So.
Yay, Pokemon I liked.
So it's not even a matter of a decision being made for either of them. Oh, you did pick a bad time switching Steel there.
Well, maybe it chooses the same move again? that's a steel type. Now you clang scales, but your defense lowers? Yeah, your defense lowers, which is not the best, but at least you resist this, but you're gonna die. Oh, you're not gonna die.
Because
Nice.
dragon!
Then I can Iron Tail.
Yeah,
Toxicity.
that makes sense. Because that could,
Brave Bird. Can Brave Bird the Electros.
you just aerial ace it. Well, Iron Head it. If you're gonna
Can
do one of
release
those.
it.
Okay, that was enough.
So Electro has pretty mid stats.
But it also has an assault vest.
Oh,
Assault vest, and it's generally actually has good stats, no weaknesses. Assault vest plus good move pool. It is a good Pokemon.
top attacks. So right now, can clang scales.
The other thing I won't. The other thing I will note for like Lorelei's team composition is also like, why would I set up VGC strats that like require someone to be aware of those strats to actually like make use of them, right? You actually expect a
I mean, it could be. I think
you
seeing
actually
the
expect I know the AI is definitely better in this than it is in standard Fire Red, but I would not design it expecting it to use strats outside of more general ones. Like, it's not even using the strats I have set up on them.
So aerial is the toxicities because I know it's faster, and then my Scalion's faster. So maybe does it? Are you gonna hit it with a poison? Please hit it with a poison. Nope.
Toxapex is definitely a.
However, I'm gonna use the.
Staller.
I'm gonna heal the Scalion. And I'm gonna Iron Defense the Corviknight. Nice.
Yeah, steel. That's a good thing for dragon too. Switching between steel and dragon, that could also bait stuff in, since steel resist dragon.
Now I want to. Okay, I'm gonna Iron Tail once. Probably baiting another Draco Meteor. Yep. Good, good. So now I clang scales and kill the thing. Maybe, hopefully. And kill the Topodex. Okay, it's still steel. If you don't kill, doesn't matter. Yay, how many die? I think only died. Only one died. I think only my Swampert died.
Now, quick, make a safe state. Quick, make a safe state.
I'm gonna save first. Normal save.
Well, are
Please
you
don't
gonna
corrupt my
save?
save data?
Okay.
That's
say,
the
are you
dangerous
gonna
with saving,
save or
right?
save? Do you save or save state at this point?
I like
That's really-
saving.
Because you're gonna start burning through a lot of your items, and it sounds like you don't have a lot of money, right?
That's why I equipped the amulet coin.
Against these guys, to hope that you make the money back by just fighting and
Correct.
beating them.
Correct.
Fair, fair.
Save
Do
state.
you actually have to be in? Do you actually have to be in the battle for like that Pokemon holding the amulet coin? It actually has to fight to.
I believe so. This is the reason I don't like. Come on. Don't be shy. There we go. The reason I don't like save state is because the stream just goes dark.
Yeah, definitely saw that.
So fighting, fire, ground, flying, and fighting. What happened to the? Did I not? Fuck. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Ah. Load state heal. I haven't joined for 1 minute. I tapped out, so I saw it now. And the carrier is already cheating. It's not cheating. I just load a save state.
I did walk away from the computer to do something. Whatever that happened was, all I heard was you saying that didn't happen, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
Let's go to my 70-something revives. But not my 70-something revives. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my prairie pouch and heal my Pokemon using all my citrus berries. I mean, I saw nothing and I heard nothing. Are you hearing now? You should be able to hear things.
No one's hearing anything ever again.
No, the stream is muted. Is the stream muted? Are you kidding me? Or are you actually serious?
Okay, Ikaru, they couldn't answer if the stream is muted if they didn't hear you ask if anyone could hear.
Fair.
Also, I could actually check just in case. Technically, this is Ikaru's. Ikaru already went through and lost and went back and grinded, so Bruno's already been seen.
Yes.
On that.
It's Bruno. That's the first time we've seen Bruno this stream. Oh, yes. This is the second time. Only the second time, or third. I only lost once, right? Yeah. Sure, let's Earthquake. And then Iron Defense. Like, everything has fighting type, like physical type moves, so Iron Defense is gonna be super useful.
And because you don't have the Intimidate to use up the White Herb, the stat downs from close combat get undone.
Wait, why did I took damage?
Because that wasn't your Earthquake.
Oh. Then what happened to my Earthquake?
Let's see, what did I do? The Hawlucha, White Herb, Unburden, has Close Combat, Acrobatics, Flying Press, Sword Stance.
Did they both Earthquake at each other?
Yes. And both sides have a flying type, so... Also, the Golurk was definitely faster, so... Swampert gets taken out here.
Yeah. But Swampert did its function. Its function being... It bribed people for money.
Golurk does learn Fly, which I think was part of the reason I thought it was a fun addition to the ground fighting flying group.
Oh right, a nice type. That's bad.
your favorite Iron Giant reference in a Pokemon game? I'm not aware of any others.
Well, the Wyvern did not survive much. Sure, Flareon, go. No, wait, there's ground. Skellion, go.
Copycat.
Copycat the
Close
Earthquake?
combat. Earthquake or close combat.
I think Earthquake.
You haven't made. Yeah, I don't know what happened last.
I mean, the Holoch is gonna die as soon as I touch it.
Probably, but you've let it use like 5 close combats at this point, so it was probably not optimized at least.
True. I did not switch. Is it Aerial Ace? Yeah, this is Aerial Ace. Well, at least if the Golok Earthquakes. Oh, he died punches. No, that's still bad. That's still bad.
Timing of switching the flying on that. Oh wow. Yeah, that copycat giveth, copycat taketh away. I think
I'm just praying that the Corviknight. Go ahead.
I think the idea of optimal builds is boring. I'm gonna note. There definitely are more optimal builds, but also boring.
At this point, I'm just praying that the Corviknight is able to solo this.
I hope the AI is very consistent based on what happened last time.
So far,
if you remember what happened last time, the Landorus.
Yeah, the Landorus skill
choice
itself.
In target. Interesting choice in target for the outrage shown to Corviknight.
Let's see. Nope. But it does have explosion. This is just gonna make me use all my revives though.
Just random target. Okay. That's why you do save states. So you have those revives to come back to. If you really need to. Body press is probably learnable by Corviknight. I would have to check, but probably. I believe all the movesets are based on Gen 8. With some minor changes here and there. As well as TMs that are different.
Oh, I'm so screwed! I did not know I was so screwed.
You did this first try last time. Actually, in a fairly good situation. Yeah, take out the Zapdos for sure. Out of these options.
Let's see what happens on a tie. Come and explode now. Explode now.
Oh, if you explode to, if you explode, you lose. If you're the one to end the fight.
I'm gonna heal just in case there is a crit on the explosion.
I think it's locked into a choice at this point.
Oh,
at least
choice
the
scarf?
AI is. No. It has a Yachi berry, but I think the AI just has decided what's best. I don't know what got it to explode on the first turn last time you went through this. For those of you who missed it, the first time Ikaru went through this, he won the fight on the basis of the Landorus exploding on its first turn, severely damaging its partner and leaving it alone to fight off 2 of Ikaru's Pokemon that were left. And it would definitely have lost otherwise, or Ikaru definitely would have lost if it didn't do that.
Good lord, that bird's an absolute champ. It is like 20 levels higher, Mega Evolved.
Yeah, there's a reason you chose to give it like 7 rare candies before starting this.
Pretty much. So, and don't forget, there were all physical attackers. And I did like 3 iron defenses.
That definitely helps. It's gonna be less helpful in future fights, I think.
Yeah, like the next fight. The next fight is gonna be harsh. Okay. Time to say goodbye for a bit. Because if something has been consistent, is this.
So that it makes it go away?
Yep. Yep. Good as ever. So that's not a Darkrai. So this doesn't work on repeated attempts.
Oh, you haven't brought it back. You haven't brought it back. You haven't brought it back.
I haven't
streams to the moon. The streams to the moon thing.
Oh. Yay. Good lord, the rich champ literally became Optimus Prime there. I'll take you all on. Nice game. GG. So the Swampert is gonna Earthquake, since it can Earthquake both. And Corviknight is gonna Iron Fence. Oh no! A Zoroark. Who would have guessed?
I don't think Agatha is RNG strats now. I think.
Iron Defense. Oh, it's faster. Oh well. It died anyway.
Choice Scarf.
Mirror Mash died.
Choice Scarf Moxie is a choice.
It had a choice.
Especially in doubles when it could be using Earthquake. I don't think you saw the Gengar before.
Nope.
You didn't see the Gengar last time.
Now that's an actual Darkrai. I believe the Gengar's gonna die, hopefully. The Gengar is not gonna die. Should I risk it? I think it's better than the switch. It's gonna die anyway, so... Hey, diddle diddle.
Yeah, Hex would have been a bad one to leave going.
So it's Ghost Psychic, I think?
Ghost Psychic, yeah. Careful on your PP too, especially on Corviknight since you're using it constantly.
Yep. I might have to use... Oh, that's bad. On the bright side, Corviknight being burned is actually good. Use it or use it, I guess. Full restore. Do I want to full restore it?
That is indeed what they say about PP. Use it or lose it.
And then I have to Brave Bird, I guess. Wait, did he scald again? God damn it. Nothing says Frozen. Frozen? Nothing says Frozen.
Frozen, yeah. Let's see.
And it has Roast.
It doesn't have...
I don't think it ever...
Scald. It should have Roost, Moongeist Beam, Protect, and Will-O-Wisp.
There we go, and my Corviknight didn't die. Now we're making fruits. Now we're making progress.
You have got into new stuff.
Yeah. Revive. Using full restore. I should have bought more. The other one, more the blue. I should have bought the blue potion instead of the full restore. Time for a save.
What typing do you predict for Lance?
Lands. Have we already have dragon?
Not in the Elite Four.
Cut the suspense. Speed up through the suspense. So since we haven't had dragon, I'm gonna say dragon. I'm gonna say fairy. And I'm gonna say steel.
Yep. Dragon, Fairy, Steel.
I knew one of them had to be Dragon Fairy.
Just like the strongest types in the game, all three of them.
Wait. Oh, then blue's gonna have some cheese strat, isn't it? Oh, it's also gonna open with the Mega Evolution. Interesting. Wait, why did the Duraludon take damage?
Steel Beam, which I guess never got replaced. I actually discussed it with my uncle on Nintendo. It takes half your health to attack with.
Oh.
We discussed replacing it, but I guess it never got to a point of that being adjusted.
Interesting.
Just a really powerful attack, basically.
You know what? I'm gonna protect, and I'm gonna actually instead of protect, how about I full restore the Corbinite, and then the Corbinite uses Urban Defense.
Hyper Beam doesn't do 50% damage, it just makes you lose your next turn. I don't remember what Giga Impact does off the top of my head.
Stop scalding me.
Giga Impact is also lose a turn.
Well, that's one.
Oh, in terms of base damage.
The
Hey,
other
look,
is
Dialga
Dragon Seal.
Origin! Hey, look, Dialga Origin! Woo.
Whoa. My Carbonite is not good, and pressure is gonna suck. Blue is gonna suck. The Swampert's gonna die, but at least I will attract some. Then you know what? The Corviknight will die as well. Oh, it almost didn't take damage. That's nice. Oh well. So Fairy, Ice, Steel. So the Wild Rain's good. And it also pairs up really well with... Oh no, a Mimikyu. Like, it pairs up with a Mimikyu. I'm gonna set up the Hail and Lava Plume. Oh, nice, it also changes the sprite. How cute.
Yeah. I think it's technically just like a form change or something. How the code works.
So do you the Blizzard and you do the Lava Plume. If you survive.
Probably Luxray.
Yeah, I'm not bringing the Skellion just now.
For the Intimidate, since it has Sword Stance up.
Right. And then I'm going to... It's still Fairy.
Probably. Steel Fairy.
Superpower, I'll Wall Charge first. The Mimikyu and then Flare Blitz the Magama. Oh, first try.
Nice.
Wait, what were the legendaries?
Dialga Origin and Megiarna.
Oh, it's Megiarna.
It's mythical from Gen 7, like you had to get in special events.
Safe state. I might actually just stick with this team. Okay, give it a try. I might as well...
last battle. So what do you expect for the last battle? It is also a 3-type setup. I will also say that most people, my friends, when they played through this, they mainly thought Lance was the hardest, so I will note that.
Oh, easy peasy then, first try. Corby Knight's level 74 for the win.
You started at 71, I think, right?
Yeah. So if it's a 3-type setup, because I was gonna say, oh, it's just gonna use like starters, like Brock did. So we have Fairy Dragon Steel. We have Psychic. What was it? Psychic Dragon. Psychic Ghost Dark. Flying Ground. Oh wait, have we not have... Oh, have we... It's Water... Water, Grass, Fire then, right?
Yep.
I knew
right?
it. I mean, I was like, okay, literally it's gonna be like Water... Water, Fire...
It will also, the team will also vary based on which one, what Pokemon you picked for your first starter.
Oh. So it's gonna have... A Sceptile, question mark? Let's see, however many berry pouches do I have? However many citrus.
Oh, I think you started with Swampert.
Yeah.
And no, it's not like it doesn't care what generation, it just cares what element you picked.
Oh. Now we're gonna be here a while. It would be really ironic. Yeah, that I end up using... I mean, at least it's only one full restore, it's not all of the full restores.
I imagine you have some potions somewhere to top off Swampert, Flareon, and Luxray somewhere. And I guess Corviknight.
That's a good question.
Unless you sold your basic potions.
I did not sell them. I do have either, though.
That would be good for the Corviknight, yeah.
Well, wait, replay value. You haven't win till you beat all 3 teams. Oh yeah,
Interesting.
3 teams, yeah. Now, let's go look for potions. I don't think I have potions.
I did think I saw some, but probably not. Probably just imagine it. Maybe I saw protein.
There's a PP up.
Not quite the same.
A max elixir. The PP of all moves of one Pokemon.
That actually would be really good right now. Because it's one more fight. I mean, how many like full restores do you have? Do you really have?
I have 12.
With one more fight.
Well, I have one
do you think
hyper
you'll
potion,
use?
though.
Oh yeah, use a hyper potion. Do you think you'll use more than 10 full restores in the next battle?
This is 13. This is 18. And this is 12. So this is the most bang for my buck. And sure, let's spend
Really, what you should have done is you should have used some of the orange berries to top off the other ones, and then you would have had less of
yes.
these that you had to use.
Worst case scenario, we have money.
Super duper matters, right? Super duper matters.
Every little bit helps, right?
Yes, let's min-max your heal item usage.
So I have 3 max revives. I had like 20 revives, or 50. And 10-ish?
It is back. No, now it's gone again.
No, it's back.
There we go.
My last encounter.
Hey!
It's you.
Yay! The pain in everyone's side.
So, water, grass, fire. Is Ferrothorn grass? I thought it was a bug.
Grass steel. So quad effective, weak to fire.
I know who they're gonna target.
Does seem like the AI would go for that.
I honestly should have really Braidbird the Venusaur. Damn it!
Oh, withdrew. Oh, okay. In Volcanion already.
Well, now you cannot eat your berries, so screw you. Not gonna one-hit kill, right? No. Oh, they did not go for the Swampert. I'm actually surprised they did not go for the Swampert.
Well, considering they use a whole turn on switching out.
Steam Pump? That's a water... Is it a water move? It doesn't feel like a water move.
Don't know.
Well, so much for the Volcanion. Fast Legion. I'm gonna protect. Actually, better than protect. I think it's better to switch to the Lux Ray. Actually, yeah, let's protect. Play some turns. Relays, that's not gonna do much. Great Bird, also not gonna do much. So it's a Water Dragon. Let's break.
Water Ghost.
Oh, Water Ghost?
Yeah, Basket Legion's Water Ghost.
Ooh! The Paralyze hasn't activated yet. That's nice.
Woo, RNG, yeah.
Yay, being 12 levels higher.
Yeah, that's definitely helping, plus being Gigantamax Mega Form.
Horrible Corona. Let's see if I can proc the Surf. And then full restore the Corona.
See, just making one Pokemon really high level, really bulky, this full restoring it a bunch. That's definitely the Pokemon strat.
It's the oldest strategy in the book. I guess now I can switch out to the Flareon. And Flare bits that guy. Well, Corona is a bug, so I can Brave Bird the bug. Well, so much for that. Ooh. It almost killed it. Lava Plume and set up the hail. Oh, the Flareon's paralyzed. I mean, Lava Plume doesn't matter, but the Flareon is paralyzed. This is gonna hurt.
And you managed to burn Walrein with your own attack.
And I managed to burn Walrein with my own attack. Well, I can crunch. I'll give you that. And then Brine. Wait, who am I crunching? I'm crunching the Silvally, and then I'm gonna brine the Volcarona. You can survive this, right? It did not. Does Silvally count as the legendary?
In this case, there's only one legendary, I guess, technically. But it does have pretty high stats. Plus, it's set up so that its type varies based on your starter. So it would have been water or grass type in other teams.
Right. I think the Venusaur... I think... he withdrew the Venusaur. Like, he started with the Venusaur, then withdrew it on purpose. I think that's what it does. Ooh, the Walrate might die. Ooh!
Yeah.
Well, it's time to choose the fight. I mean, it's a 2v2. To be fair, it's a 2v2. Or I can restart everything.
You just threw out a revive right now. If you really want to. I think you're in a pretty advantageous scenario, though.
It's a 2v2. I have slightly better... I out-level him. Let's clank scales. And that's a fire move. I can set up the electric terrain so that my powers hit faster, more powerful. Oh. I can Dragon Dance, an Iron Tail, the Silvally, and then full Resort on the Luxray. Hope it doesn't get treated.
Gotta be super safe about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, they were both targeting it. Oh, it survived. Stealth mechanic. Stealth tactics, yay! Oops.
Ooh, okay. So much for stall tactics. Yeah. I guess if you really want to win in this one, you could throw out a revive on someone else.
I can throw in the safe state and regret my actions later.
Your choice. I don't really blame anyone for using more cheesy strats at this point. Unless they like really want to like get into the minutia of that was close though.
It was. Load state. Yes, load state. Oh no, wait. Not load state. Load state normal. Here we go. And it's off. I might as well stay here, like finish this session.
I mean, unless you get really walled by something you almost beat, yeah, I mean, this would finish up everything, right? Then move on to something else.
So that's for starting. And then this sets up the hail. Yeah, I would move up to something else. Maybe something in between games.
Well, if we could do the orchard, we could go back to doing orchard stuff. I guess next week I wouldn't be here to do that, but...
Right, yeah, in 2 weeks.
And yeah, no, yeah, it's like George Lucas says, it rhymes. 6 has 6 Pokemon.
Lava Plume. I mean, unless... Wait, now you're seeking to it? Huh, interesting decision. I mean, both of my Pokemon are strong against grass. Well, kind of strong
you have an
against grass.
entirely different setup. Yeah, I don't really know what the logic here is. Maybe it's because, yeah, I don't really think Venusaur has a moveset that makes it make a ton more sense either.
Oh, I think I killed my... I think I killed my Bullet
Yeah.
Volcanomon. Oh, Volcanion.
Yeah, Volcanion, a legendary that is fire, water.
Sure. Swampert. I'm gonna aerialize the Venusaur, and just in case, I'm gonna protect the Swampert in case the Venusaur is somehow faster. Bye bye, Carbonite. I can full restore.
Oh, that's definitely a surf. Yeah, definitely use surf in that moment. Or earthquake. Both those would probably be good. Earthquake would have been better because it wouldn't have hit you right better. Especially with the water absorb that I didn't think about.
Air. It has water absorb. Rip.
Yeah, Volcanion.
Full restore the Swampert. That's gonna be bad, because if I Earthquake, Iron Tail... Nope, Iron Tail bad. Let's just Dragon Dance. Fast Collision... Not gonna use fire or water against my Swampert. So actually I could use this opportunity to use a full restore on the Skellion. Oh, the Volcanion's still alive. I can do one last Clang Scales, and this will kill both of them. So I'm gonna protect this turn.
Oh shit, my food's ready.
Well, I won. Copycat surf. Okay, maybe I chant my victory a little bit too soon.
Did it use Quiver Dance? I just sat back down.
Ooh! Lost of my one Pokemon!
Woo!
It would have been really ironic that the recall would have killed me, but...
That would have. I think that, yeah, that counts as a loss for you.
You're like, tie! We're both the strongest Pokemon trainer in the region. Oh, I haven't seen this ending in forever.
Okay, let's watch Oak.
Oh, I was supposed
You first
to
left
have...
with Squirtle. Yeah. The other gen starters are definitely 6. I'm disappointed in you. Came when I heard you'd beat in the Elite Four, but when I got here, you'd already lost. 6. Do you understand why you lost? You've forgotten to treat your Pokemon with love and trust. Without them, you'll never become a champ again. Okay, that was the only part that mattered. I feel ashamed, and I will stay ashamed.
And do you remember what the original intent of my teen was?
Rain?
Correct. I never gotten a single Pokemon that learned Rain Dance or didn't find the TM of Rain Dance.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I definitely give more feedback, because I think one of the things that my Uncle Nintendo's planning for the Emerald one is to make more just like some sort of currency system that you can collect and get stuff like the TMs, and it's just all available at any time. You just have to collect up the currency to get them.
Like Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, sort of, but yeah.
Yeah.
Less like a million different crafting ingredients, more just one ingredient, more one currency.
I set up way more hails than rainy dances. And a lot of the time, hail did come in clutch. Well, I like the game. And it only took us 40 hours without the speed-ups.
That was 40 out. Yeah, that sounds like a Pokemon game length.
Oh.
I'm running away. I'm crying.
I thought I started on my house. Well, I guess that's after the credits, right?
Yeah, this is the pre-credit roll. Yeah.
Bye patch that helped me level up like 10 levels in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's the true nostalgic part of that area.
So your uncle at Nintendo's Junichi Matsuda, right? Tetsuya Watanabe.
Quite maybe, I don't know. Maybe, possibly, I don't know.
One of those is gonna be your uncle at Nintendo. Well,
yeah,
it's technically Game Freak, not Nintendo.
My uncle Nintendo's name is definitely graphic designers.
Right.
Or was it music composition? One of those two.
Technically, there's Mewtwo in all the legendaries, but...
Oh, there's so many legendaries, but that I wouldn't... Unless you're really interested in doing that, I wouldn't suggest it. There's probably better uses of your time.
I already did it for... Like, on all the remakes, they include, like, all, if not most of the legendaries, and that's when I used to do it. But after, like, Gen 6 or Gen Actually, after they stopped doing like the emeralds and the platinums and those sort of games, that's when I stopped the that's when I stopped trying to catch all the legendaries.
My experience with Pokemon, I don't even remember a legend. I don't think I ever actually tried to catch everything. Maybe when I was really little.
I did it once. You can guess for that one. You can guess for which game I did it.
Yellow?
Sapphire.
I was being hopeful that you'd pick a better game.
I finished technically. So, what I did when I was little was, okay, I'm gonna catch all the legendaries, but I don't trust in my skill, so I'm gonna catch them with Master Balls. So in order to do that, I completed Ruby like 10 times and passed them all over to my Sapphire game and then capture everything with Master Balls.
Yep, that sounds like that sounds like the typical sort of thing that people would do.
It would have been way better just to like save before, start throwing Ultra Balls stupidly, hoping I get like a crit or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I typically did. Ultra Balls,
Rather
Ultra
than
Balls, Ultra
wasting
Balls.
20
You're gonna get a
hours?
legendary. You better have like full Ultra Balls on you, and
Yeah.
you still might not get it. Yeah. I was never a big fan of that process.
I remember for one legendary, I was out of Ultra Balls, Great Balls, Pokeballs, everything, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw a Heal Ball. Screw it. And then the Heal Ball captured it.
My favorite Pokeball, like aesthetically, is the Premier Ball, or the I am blanking on the name now. The one that you get when you buy 10 balls.
Yeah, the Premier Ball.
Yeah. Though it's white with the red accent. I really like that one. So I typically, like, if I can, try to catch all the Pokemon that I'm planning to use for my team in those. So I just have everything in those.
Let's go back to my team and remember where we catch them.
It should say in your thingamabob where it was, at least, right?
Yeah, so I think Skellion and Flareon are basically brothers. They're from Route 7. Oh no! Skellion's from the Safari Zone.
Oh, that was one of the ones that you went and got in the Safari Zone.
It's like, screw the rules, I'm gonna capture this.
All Flareon's brothers are just locked away in the PC, right?
Yes. We can take a visit. So Swampert, we got it here in Pallet Town. Skellion, we got it in the Safari Zone and evolved it with the Dragon Scale. This is an original Pokemon from from what is the name of the game? The Return of Fire Red?
Fire Red is back.
Fire Red is back.
It's a play on Backstreet Boys are back.
Oh, it only took us 40 hours to get it.
It's an in-joke with my friend group.
Right. Thus I got it right after.
If you ever see a mention in any of these about powder to cum, that's also an in-joke for my
CUM?
friend group. Yes, powdered cum. Yes.
Oh god. The Corviknight, we got it right before Misty, I believe. The Flareon, we got one of the brothers and we chose the best one. Did we get a Spheal? It says Route 3. So we should have gotten a Spheal. From Route 3?
That sounds familiar. I think I remember you coming out of the first gym and you were like wanting variable. You wanted like because you had a very similar type composition throughout the various Pokemon, so you wanted something different.
I
And you
wanted.
saw Spheal and you're like, I like Spheal. I want Spheal.
Oh right, I remember because you mentioned grass moves are gonna be a pain. And I was like, okay, what can grass moves, what's effective against grass moves? And then I stick with Corviknight, which is flying. And then Ice type, which was Feel.
Yep, makes sense. I think that does sound familiar.
Well, that was totally normal Fire Red, or its original name, Fire Red is back.
Uncle Nintendo is working on an Emerald thing of a similar nature. We have some interesting plans that I'm helping with him on that. So if that gets to a point that you can play it, I'll be sure to recommend it.
Sure! And then we can start this all over again.
Woo!
Now with Gen 9 Pokemon, maybe?
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons that this stopped getting worked on. The slots for putting in new Pokemon were too few on what was left in order to actually put in Gen 9. But the Emerald hacks that they have, the mods that they have for the ROM hack that he could leverage actually is more advanced, more matured. So they have stuff that can be have the Gen 9 stuff.
Right. And you're gonna do the challenge mode, right?
Yeah, I'm helping him design the Pokemon. One of the ideas that we're planning to do, is make it so that you can randomize the order of the gym leaders.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But with challenge mode, it shouldn't matter, right?
Well, as in, every gym leader has 8 versions of their team.
Oh. Kind of like...
So you'll have a different order of the challenge mode, with each of them having a weaker version or stronger version based on if you fight them first or later.
Good luck with that. That's like 16 versions.
Yeah, no, it'll be something that comes along slowly.
8x8? No, that's 64.
I haven't even... Well, ultimately, it's not that complicated in the sense that you're basically taking a starting idea and a starting idea and an ending idea, and you're just meeting in the middle as you scale it down and scale the other one up.
It's like, so, let's do a starting team.
Yeah. So, should be fun.
Should be fun. Well, good luck. Oh, well, I guess I'll ask it now. But are the Team Aqua and Team Magma going to be balanced as well for that, or the challenge?
I think the plan is to involve all the rival and all the rival and the criminal team stuff all in the challenge mode stuff. So yeah.
Oh.
And I think the general intention is that the only mode is going to be the challenge mode. Because no one plays on this. No, as soon as we introduced the challenge mode concept, no one played the normal version anymore.
I mean, fair. Why would you? I mean, there is a reason to play the normal version, which is play Fire Red with all the Pokemon available, but then you steamroll all the Pokemon available.
Right, but the audience of my friend group doesn't really care for that as much as the other one, right?
That is true. Yeah, at the end of the day, this was made for your friends by your uncle at Nintendo.
Oh, yep. He's a fun little uncle. I told him about the Corviknight having Unnerve when going into Mega, and he identified the problem over the course of the stream. So,
what's the ability supposed to be?
The problem is, I think that because it's technically a different Pokemon, the Mega form, and it's just changing forms. That's how it works in the code. Is that it has a different ability assigned to each slot, because in the code it's ability 1, ability 2, and hidden ability.
Right.
And it doesn't have a hidden ability associated with the Mega form for some reason, or can't. I forget if that's how it works. So it defaults to ability 1, which is Unnerve.
Right. So it should have been the same ability then.
And technically, ability 2 in the Mega form is Mirror Armor. So.
Huh. I just got unlucky, I guess. But at the same time, I don't think it played that much of a deal.
Well, yeah, you did like mirror armor is like a really neat skill. It's really useful in the situations it's useful. It's very
Yeah.
situational.
Like, I don't think I
It would
encountered a lot
require me
of that.
it w- it would require me to have intentional strats for like intimidate strats and stuff like that in
Yeah.
the teams that I end up putting together.
Or like sand attacks or things like that. That would have been a really
I don't think it's
nasty
sand.
idea.
Is it sand attack? Sand attack?
Sand attack,
I,
muddy
I
weather,
don't know if that would. I don't,
sandstorm,
hmm.
double team.
Sandstorm
Well, okay, maybe not sandstorm, but like
or
double
double
team sand
team.
attack.
Because mirror armor is if you are getting debuffed for your like a stat decrease
Yeah.
personally, then you'll reflect it back at them. Double team is like that Pokemon increases their evasiveness, so it wouldn't
Yes,
reflect that back.
but I was just referring to an overall evasion team. So like sand attack double team.
Fair, fair.
Oh, something I would recommend that might be good for balancing is make it doubles. Like force doubles for singles.
Yeah, the teams in this were designed for singles, and I know my that's another thing that I think my friend group has consistently done is played in doubles.
Right.
So my uncle at Nintendo was very adamant. Yeah, we want to design it for doubles this time.
Yep. I mean, it played well enough, except for that explosion Landoris that didn't even matter on the long run. I mean, why did you put explosion on the legendary, especially in a single?
Funsies.
I mean, I'm talking to the guy that put Arceus Metronome as a starting
Hell
Pokemon.
yeah. That's how you start an Elite Four. Arceus Metronome.
Like, hello, this is God. God's gonna do its thing.
I do think it has more of an impact when you have a singles and it's the one Pokemon that comes out. It just what?
Like, welcome to Chaos. Actually, this last one, I got really lucky because I got a lot of quick attacks on the Corviknight.
Makes sense.
And like,
Especially
yes,
since
I'm
you're
finally
getting
lucky.
I mean, yeah, you were getting some not great RNG on that before, so
Yeah. Oh, actually, that was a. Oh no, wait, no, that was not a bug. I thought Arceus did. What is it? Sunbeam. But then Metronome the second time, and lost it. But I don't think that actually triggered. I mean, we have the stream. We have video. Video.
I
Proof.
mean, I might have like got up and walked away during that time frame too. So,
That is fair.
but yeah, it's all there. It's all there to be reviewed if
It's all there for
necessary.
review. For your uncle in Nintendo to be like, oh, that's a bug, and no one noticed it's a bug because it happens a lot.
It's definitely not the largest test group either. I'll say that.
Nope. So, well, that was totally normal Fire Red. We did it in less than 10 parts. Yay. Hope you enjoyed the
I
journey.
mean, since it was 40 hours, I mean, wait, you did it in 40 hours. How do you do in less than 10 parts unless you're doing 4 hours each time?
The skip button.
That technically, I guess, yeah, if that technically counts towards it. I don't actually know. Probably.
Maybe. I ended up using it only in battles at the end of the day. But thank you, Six, for arranging this. Thank you for letting me know. Thank your uncle at Nintendo.
Yeah, I'll pass it along. Happy you enjoyed it. I figured it would be fun for this, so.
yeah. Thank you all for joining the stream. I guess I can change this to the end of Totally Normal Firefight. And look forward to question mark question mark. I will release the MVP of the Haunted House game. Maybe, maybe not. It's really rough. But oh well, I'll think about it. Anyway, bye bye.
Drive safely.